Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill, and welcome to Suncoast FYI. The birds of paradise fly into the studio, Autumn Steiner from the Humane Society of Sarasota, and a look at this year's annual Venice Blues Festival. Joining me now is the Executive Director of Birds of Paradise and Sanctuary and Rescue, Deb Huckabee, and a few of her feathery friends. This is Coco, and this is Debbie. Coco is not the Executive Director, although she seems like she's trying to be this morning.
She could be.
She could be. Yeah. So Deb, nice to meet you, and thank you for bringing Coco.
And this is Aquiel. She's one of our spokesbirds.
Oh, and does she speak?
Yes, she does.
She does.
Except on camera.
Maybe by the time we close, she'll
Probably
give us a few words. Now, why is there a need for a bird sanctuary, and where do the birds come from?
Actually, the birds come from all over the United States, a lot local, Sarasota and Manatee counties. They come in for a variety of reasons. Their owners pass away, they relocate, going to a nursing home, and we find that many families purchase a bird without doing their research, so they actually don't know what they're getting into.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And how many birds do you currently have?
A little over 400.
Oh my gosh. How long have you been doing this, Deb?
8 years now. We started in November of 2011.
Okay. And is it open to the public? Can the public come?
We are open to the public by appointment only because we're all volunteer staffed, and we do tours to the public because we want to share our story with people.
Sure.
And we want to educate the public in what it takes to actually be a good bird parent.
And that's what you have to be, like
Yes.
any other fur baby or feathery baby. She's nibbling on my earring. I love it. I love it. Oh, aren't you adorable? Now, what are some of the challenges that face you with your rescues today, Deb?
Well, the challenges, the biggest challenge is always going to be funding and actually room for placement. We're at capacity right now with 400 plus parrots. We recently took in 3 seizures, quite large seizures. One was from the Sarasota Sheriff's Office of 33 parrots. We weren't
Were they in a
prepared for
home or?
They were in a home. Their original caretaker passed away over a year ago. It was Dr. Don's parrots, the traveling vet from Sarasota. And the lady that he left them with was unable to care for them anymore. So the Sheriff's Office actually seized the birds and signed them over to Birds of Paradise.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for taking them.
Thank
my gosh.
you.
Now, education. What type of education do you provide to folks that are going to adopt?
Some of our birds are adoptable.
Yeah.
So we counsel the families before they actually take the bird home so they understand what they're getting into, all the precautions, the safety measures. And then we have a lot of families call us asking for advice. And our #1 goal is to try to keep the parrot in the home if we can. So we work with behavior issues.
Okay. Now, what is the additional adoption process? Is there a fee associated with this?
There is a fee associated with adoption. What we like to see is we like for the parrot to pick the family.
Sure.
It makes a better home for all concerned.
Sure.
So they fill out an application, and then there's a process where they visit the bird on at least 3 occasions. That way they get to know each other, and we can watch the interaction and make sure it's a good fit for that family. And we also do a home inspection, at which time we go over all the safety protocol and all the educational resources we have at that time.
Okay. Do you have foster programs as well, or is it strictly adoption?
We do have some foster families, and mostly we use our foster families for some of the hospice birds that probably aren't adoptable because they have health issues and they need one-on-one care.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the little beauties that you brought here.
This is Coco, and she's 52 years old.
Okay.
We took her in from a situation, as you know, of a family that passed away through no fault of Coco's. You know, she had to be rehomed. She's actually available for adoption. She's a very sweet girl, and I think she loves you, Nancy.
I think she does. I kind of love her, too.
She's a good girl, and she can live up to 80 to 100 years. So that's another homelessness factor with parrots, because they outlive their caretakers.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Well, yes, the lovely people that you were speaking of, Ann Harka, I know, was known as the Bird Lady of Sarasota for a long time, and her daughter June, this was actually June's bird, I believe.
Yes,
right?
it was.
Yep. And unfortunately, they came to a situation where they had to give them up, but they knew that they were going to a good home with you. So thank you so much for all the birds that you care for. 400, oh my gosh. How can the public help with, you must need food and bedding and...
Well, we're always looking for donations. We have a wish list on Amazon. We're in need of volunteers. And you can go on our website and actually donate monetarily, or you can order supplies for us through Amazon. We're all volunteer-based and all donor-based. We don't get any help from the county or the state. So it's very important that our people understand what we do to help the birds in our care.
Okay, and where are you located, Deb?
We're in Bradenton off of State Road 64, just about 7 miles off of I-75.
All right, well, thank you for being here, and thank you for bringing these little lovelies with you.
Thank you for having us. We love to tell our story.
Glad you did. Thanks.
Thank you.
Next on Suncoast FYI, the Humane Society stops by with a look at year-end giving. With the holidays just around the corner, it's always important to remember nonprofits that need our help. Joining me now to talk about year-end giving at the Humane Society is Autumn Steiner. Hi, Autumn.
Hi, Nancy.
Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So tell our viewers what the year-end giving is and why is so important to nonprofits.
Well, nonprofits historically make about 30% of their annual contributions in the last month of the year, so in December. So when you put that in context, that makes December and the year-end in general such a crucial part for nonprofits.
Okay, why do you find that to be the case?
It just seems that people are more charitable towards the end of the year.
Sure.
They are thinking about gift giving in multiple ways, and they're also, they're preparing for their taxes. You know, they want to get everything in before the end of the year so that their tax bill will be a little lower.
Okay, well, that's always good. Now, how can people make the most of their charitable contributions with you?
So there are several ways to donate to nonprofits, and for the Humane Society, we always are happy to have just straight monetary donations are great. They're very simple for you write a check and that's that. But there are ways that you can donate that make a greater impact for both you and for the organization. So we always advise people to talk to their financial planners, to talk to their wealth management professionals, and make sure that they're really maximizing their charitable giving, whether they're giving through qualified charitable distributions from their IRA. If they're over 70 and a half, that's a great option for people because it doesn't generate taxable income. So it doesn't have any kind of tax implication for them in terms of raising their income. And then, appreciated stocks, they can transfer those to us, and that's another great way to avoid capital gains. But, there are other ways that are a little less complicated. We've seen great things where families will adopt a charity at the holidays.
Yes.
It's a great family bonding type of thing.
What a great thing to do instead of gifts that no one can appreciate this. You know, you're
Right.
helping.
Yeah, people will, maybe they'll say, I'm going to, instead of buying something, we're going to put the money toward a donation, or even they will adopt our wish list. And they'll take our list and kind of play Santa in that way. We always have that on our website of all the most needed items. It takes a lot to keep a shelter running every day. A lot of paper towels, cleaning supplies, a lot of, treats and toys. So we always appreciate gifts of those things too.
So people can go on and see what you actually need. So
Absolutely.
either money or going on to see what you're actually looking for, what you're in most need of. There's a lot of other ways that people may not think of that I saw on your website. What are some of those?
So you can make a gift in memory of someone. That's a pretty popular option. We offer recurring donations. That's a very simple way to set up. You set it up once, you set the amount, and then it simply pulls it out of your account every month on a recurring basis. That's a really great way because it helps the nonprofit, anticipate incomes. That's great for us. In fun ways too. We're seeing a lot of giving on social media. People making pages, in pages for causes and setting those up. Giving Tuesday is coming up.
What is Giving Tuesday?
So Giving Tuesday kind of capitalizes on the Cyber Monday and Black Friday. So it's the unofficial sort of kickoff to year-end giving. So it happens the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. That this year is November 27th. And it's mainly online because it really is all these different nonprofit organizations across the world will sign up and they will say, I'm participating in Giving Tuesday, and there's this great global branding that goes along with it. And this is projected to be the best year ever. They've been doing this for about 7 years now, and last year I think it was 275 million raised that day.
Wow.
They're projecting about 300 million. So it's a really cool way to it's kind of a crowd mentality, crowd raising type of situation.
So how does a donor donate specifically to the Humane Society here in Sarasota?
Right. So that's a good point you bring up, that we are just the Humane Society of Sarasota County it's independent. We're private. We're not part of any other national or local humane organization. So that's one thing you want to make sure of when you're donating to a cause, that you know you're specifically which cause you're specifically giving to. Yeah. So for us, unless the gift is made to the Humane Society of Sarasota County, it's not made to us. So but to donate through Giving Tuesday, you simply go to the organization's website. They'll have pages set up for that. And a lot of it can be done on Facebook through the donate button there. And what's really cool this year, Facebook has teamed up with PayPal, and they have a $7 million match. So kind of like we have here in Sarasota for the Giving Challenge. Yep. So a lot of people would be familiar with that match concept. They're doing that here. Okay. On that day. Last year they had 2 million and it ran out so quickly. It starts at 8 a.m. that day, and that money goes so fast because it's globally.
Sure. Oh gosh, yeah. So get on there right away.
Right away. And they'll match your donation.
Now, anything new coming up before we close? Anything new coming up for the Humane Society in 2019?
Oh yeah, we are just growing by leaps and bounds. We are gearing up for a capital campaign that's going to start next year. It's going to radically change our ability to be able to shelter. We're going to dramatically expand our services there.
Wonderful.
And we have so many great events and things. And
well, we'll have you back and we'll talk about those. Of course. Because that's just around the corner.
Yeah, we love being on here.
Okay.
So
thanks, Autumn.
Yes, thanks, Nancy.
After the break, we'll take a look at the upcoming Venice Blues Festival, so please stay tuned. Just a few days away from the always exciting Venice Blues Festival, and joining me now to talk about it are the festival director Steve Arvey and executive director of Habitat for Humanity in South Sarasota, Dee Danmeyer. Nice to see you again. Welcome to the show, Dee.
Thank you.
So we have a lot to talk about. We're going to start with the lineup. It's a festival that takes place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And what are the
3 days
What
now.
are the dates?
The dates are November 16th, the 17th, and the 18th.
Okay, and we're going to have different lineups on all 3 days?
Yes, actually, the first night, it's sort of like the blues crawl, the Sunset Blues Crawl. We're doing it right there at Maxine Barrett Park, and we've got Henry Lawrence, featuring Rebecca Bird. I'm going to be playing guitar behind them.
Okay, and we're going to hear a little bit of you sing
we'll sing a little, and we've got Rebecca to sing a little bit, and then we've got Alex Lopez Express, and then Victoria Ginty and Lady Hawk. She actually is now going to Memphis to represent the Suncoast Blues Society. So
that's very exciting.
For
and what time
IBCs.
does this all start?
7 p.m.
Okay, on Friday. And we'll talk about where we can get the tickets after.
Sure.
But I want to ask Dee, what is Habitat of Humanity, as we all know, but let's just give our viewers a little reminder, and how do you benefit from this wonderful event?
We are an affordable housing provider and in South Sarasota County, and we are really blessed to be recipients of the donations that will be coming in at the gate on Friday.
Wonderful. And okay, so Friday night, everybody should be there so that it goes to a worthy cause as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, Steve, you mentioned the crawl, the Sunset Blues Crawl. Tell our viewers what that's about.
Well, for years we've been doing it on Friday nights downtown, but they've been doing renovations on Main Street and Miami Avenue. So this year we had to move it out to the beach. We want to keep the tradition going.
Sure.
And so that's going to be the Friday night concert.
Okay.
And then
And who benefits from that? Is it still Habitat for Humanity?
yes, they get proceeds. So that's only $5 that night.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So
that's
I mean,
very
the
reasonable.
next day, it's is the main concert.
Okay. And what's the cost of that?
That's $30.
$30.
Now, the next day we've got Super Chicken coming down from Mississippi, and another lineup on a completely different lineup on Saturday.
Okay.
And then you've got the Blues Brunch on Sunday.
The Blues Brunch. And what time does that start?
That starts about 10 in the morning.
Okay, so all of this will be online, and people can buy tickets online, and now I understand they're not as much as they will be the day of the show.
Yes, they're
Is that true?
always less expensive online.
Okay, now there's a VIP ticket that was mentioned on there. What's included in that?
The VIP ticket is got really great food, nice seating area.
Okay.
And then you've got unlimited drinks and really good food.
Sounds like the way to go.
Catered by the Venezia Hotel last year. It was really good.
Okay.
A lot of people went there, then they upgraded because they wanted to eat the great food that was at the.
Sure. So the Venezia is going to be your host location this year.
Right, yeah, that's where we do the Blues Brunch, and that's where people can get discounted discounted hotel rooms, and that's the.
Okay, so, and what time does the show wrap up on Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday night, 7 o'clock. It's always pretty early,
Okay.
People, because it starts at 11 a.m.
And are there bands playing the whole day?
The whole day. So we've got Little Jake and the Soul Searchers,
Sure.
which is a great horn dance band. You've got Jake De Silva, who just won the Orlando. Great band. He just won the Orlando International Blues Competition. He's going up there too. Then we got Meg Williams, who also was an IBC winner. She's coming down from Rochester, New York. We got Travis Bolin, who actually is from Nashville, and Rebecca and I actually performed with him in Nashville.
Oh, that's
and
so
so he's really great. He just got. And then you've got Jerry Murata and the Rock City Band. So it's a lot of it's a nice mix, and there's a lot of people that that are they're international touring musicians. But Super Chicken is the best thing.
Okay.
I mean, this is his first time back in Florida in years, and he's a Mississippi Delta blues legend.
All right.
He's related to Robert Johnson, and what a show Super Chicken puts on.
Okay.
Just the name Super Chicken
I know,
alone
I gotta
is just
see
like
him.
yeah.
Okay, and Dee, a little bit more about Habitat. What projects have you recently done that you'd like to mention?
We actually right now have 8 homes under some form of construction throughout Northport and South Venice, and we'll be starting another 2. And we also have a program called A Brush with Kindness, where we paint homes for owner-occupied low-income families to help preserve the housing that they have.
Okay, and this is all done by volunteers, right?
Yes.
Wow.
So they can go to your website.
They can go to our website. We need
volunteer.
volunteers, and we hope everyone
Paint
comes
and
out to
everything.
the event to
Okay.
support us.
All right, great. Thank you. Steve, before we get to the music end of the show, what makes the Venice Blues Festival so special to you?
Well, the number one thing is the location.
Location.
Well,
yes.
yeah, we're right on the beach.
Yes, I mean, right.
I mean,
What's
it's a
better?
beautiful area. We've
Yep.
got plenty of parking.
Yep.
I mean, I think of these things, that we've got bathrooms, you know, that are actual bathrooms.
Yep.
There's nothing better than the sun going down over the Gulf of Mexico, and there you've got great blues music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's really low
Perfect
location.
site.
I mean, there's a lot of blues festivals in the country, in the world, and I've got to say that I'm proud to say that over the years, this has been built up, and it's just such a beautiful location.
Well, thank
we always bring great music.
Thank you for doing this. So, before we close, you and Rebecca, the songbird.
She'll be performing,
She'll be performing.
on Friday, and I'm backing her up.
Okay, so can we have a little?
Da dum dum da dum da dum dum da dum da dum dum da dum da dum.
They tell me love is a gamble. I'm placing all my bets on you.
Bum ba dum ba dum ba
They
da
tell
dum
me
ba
love is a
dum bum
gamble.
da 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 dum
I'm placing all my
dum da dum
bets
da
on
dum dum da dum ba dum bum ba da da dum.
The weekend is just beginning, and we have a few events for you to keep your eye on when we come back. This weekend on the Suncoast, it's time for a brew. The Beer, Boats, and Bacon Fest will feature over 60 plus craft beers. The festival will have live music and runs from 12 till 6 p.m. at Nathan Benderson Park. And it's time to get crackin' at the 7th Annual Stone Crab Festival. The event takes place all weekend at the Swordfish Grill and Tiki Bar in Cortez from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. And this is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Robert Pandolfino, at 941-361-4616. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com under Programming. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.